Hello, everybody. Welcome to this edition of Friday Night Silliness. Today we are playing The Force Unleashed 2. And for those of you that watched 2 weeks ago, we did Force Unleashed 1. And this is the second installment of our Force Unleashed series. And today we got Joseph with us. Say hello, Joseph.
Salutations all.
And this is actually Talon playing right now. Unfortunately, he couldn't be with us today for this narration, but we're just going to go ahead and do this anyways, and kind of give you our thoughts and what we thought about it. And here we go. So Force Unleashed 2. Unfortunately, if you haven't played the first one, we will have to spoil a few things. So if you haven't played the first one, you might want to stop this video, play the first one, and then come back to this one because we're definitely going to have to reveal a few things that if you haven't played it, well, you're going to be sorry later. So
Spoilers in 3, 2, 1, and Starkiller is dead.
yes. So
end of the first game.
So Starkiller dies in the first one. You either have to pick to defeat Darth Vader or to defeat the Emperor. And when I played it, I actually chose to defeat the Emperor, which was pretty hard. I'm not going to lie. It took me a couple tries, but I eventually got it. And right now, we have to reveal another spoiler. So you're probably thinking like, well, wait a minute. You just said Starkiller died, so why is he here right now? Well, that is because Starkiller got recloned. Yes, he got recloned. And somehow he got all his memories back, even all his Jedi skills. Wait, did I say Jedi? Yes, because midpoint through the Force Unleashed 1, he changed from Sith to a Jedi.
Which was a pretty big controversy. He's using both Sith and Jedi powers. What? That sounds like a great Jedi.
Yes.
But what's really odd is that Kamino successfully cloned a Jedi. Nobody thought this possible because of their midichlorian count. They have the Force memories, and that's where the biggest problem came because they would go insane from the memories of their past lives.
Right. So all their adventures, all their little skirmishes that they do, somehow that interferes with their cloning process. But by this point, the people on Kamino, the planet, somehow perfected all that, and by this point that's no longer an issue because here he is right now, and he's alive and has all his same stuff,
mostly same. He's got to deal with it.
Yeah, he still has to deal with a couple emotional and psychological issues, but he's pretty much there. Like he's the same Starkiller. And almost the same guy.
Yeah, he just has daddy issues.
Yeah.
And the most epic hero landing ever, jumping from a skyscraper.
Yeah, so this is probably my favorite part. I think at one point I was going to use this free fall in one of my promo videos just because it's so epic. I can't not put it in a promo.
Oh, hero landing. He's going to do the look. Oh, that's really bad for your knees. Hero landing.
Imagine that if, like, somebody farted. That was just a really big fart.
That sounds like Deadpool right there.
Yeah, that'd be a Deadpool movie. But Deadpool is not in Star Wars right now. So.
That we know of.
Or wait, another spoiler? What? Maybe? No, I'm just just joking. So as you notice, Starkiller is wielding 2 lightsabers instead of 1. That's a new thing that they added to the series, and I kind of like it. I kind of actually wish he used 2 lightsabers in the first one, but he uses 2 in this one.
And it makes him a spinning top of death.
Yeah, and I know one of the things that a lot of the other people that have reviewed this game, they actually thought that this game wasn't that great just because they felt that the Force Unleashed should have ended with the first one.
Because it kind of, the events in this game, so I've heard, are uncanonical to the official storyline.
Yeah.
Because first game, spoiler, you built the Rebel Alliance. In this game, you're taking it to somewhere that completely interferes with the rest of the story in the universe.
Right. Personally, I don't care about all that. I just like the game anyways.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of fun.
For all the other Star Wars freaks out there that are really picky about that kind of thing, they felt like this game shouldn't have been made. But I don't know. I like it a lot. And another spoiler. So you probably don't know how the Star Wars the Rebel Alliance were funded. Well, they were funded by Senator Organa, which you find out later on at the end of the game. And I couldn't help but notice that Talon's score was over 9,000.
It's over 9,000! 9,000? There's no way that could be right!
Yep, it's true. So, you every time you kill something or blow something up or kill a stormtrooper or punch a baby, no, I'm just joking. You get XP, and you can spend your XP on upgrades like force grip, lightning, saber skills, that kind of thing. And
how dare you punch a baby? This isn't Fable.
Yeah, you can't punch. You actually.
That's just.
Well, maybe.
If you're Sith enough, but that's just Sithing too far.
Well, it depends on how you define baby.
True, because there's all kinds of people around there go, oh, baby, and they're talking to their chihuahua. They're 2-pound chihuahua. That's a football.
Yeah, so I guess you can punch a baby.
And that's about as much effort as he goes in force throwing. Look at these.
Yeah. Oh, and then, but anyway, one of the other things that I really liked about this game is, when you when something is highlighted to use a force skill on, like if you want to electrocute something or pick something up or whatever, it highlights the entire object rather, as opposed to the first one where it only shows a little square on that item that you want to somehow use or interact with. And you kind of have to turn around a little bit to really get it. But in this one, it's a lot easier to do that on.
It's definitely more intuitive. It's based on the sensor of your camera's view as opposed to where your character was facing.
Yeah, so you don't have to necessarily be facing towards the object to interact with it. It just lights it up. And so it's a lot easier. Also, I feel like the graphics are a little more well done. In just overall gameplay as well, but I really like the first one too. So in this one, also you might have noticed right here, you can use mind tricks, and which I think is left trigger and Y.
These are not the droids you're looking for.
So or that'd be funny if they made up like funny ones like you do a mind trick on someone. Your mom eats poop for breakfast. Like what? No. It's like, your ally said you're a jerk. No! That's actually not in there, but it would be fun. I would put that in there if I was developing this game, but that's not. But that's also a new feature in Force Unleashed 2 that you couldn't do in the first one, so that's another thing that I like a lot. And what's this guy?
He looks, I believe he'd be the prison warden by definition, because he had that big shield for stopping riots, and he actually doesn't have a physically damaging weapon. He uses a cryo tank to freeze you, which he's about to demonstrate right here when he freezes him back. That looks painful. So he's just about freezing you so they can get you back to your cell or just shatter you into 1,000 pieces. That feels fun, so I've heard.
Yeah, but he doesn't have any feelings, so maybe he doesn't mind it. Maybe he likes getting frozen. Maybe not. But yeah. Oh, and see those little red spinny things? I'm not really sure what those are.
They just seem to be some sort of power cells or something.
Yeah, or some kind of power coupling that powers like bridges and other electrical beams. You if you hit those and there's enemies surrounding it, it's almost like a one of those what do you call it? Like one of those power moves where if you hit the ground and
it's a stun effect.
yeah, stun effect where or it's sort of like it's sort of like using a makeshift force repulse. But if they're nearby and there's enemies nearby, you can hit it, and then it kills all the enemies nearby. And that's another little cool thing that they didn't have in the first one, which they have in this one now. And so right now he's about to go over this bridge, which he has to pick up TIE fighters.
How rude.
It's like, no!
I will break this radio tower to spite you.
Imagine being that TIE fighter pilot. Like, I wonder what goes through your mind when that's happening.
Oh no, not again.
It's like, I'm gonna die, aren't I? Yep, I'm gonna die. Here it goes. Oh, I'm dying, ah!
Here's another cool new thing.
Oh, yeah. So you have action skills. I guess this is sort of like your ultimate force action skill move.
I believe it's called the Sith Fury. You go into a state where you just, powered by so much anger, you're generating electricity around yourself and have finer control of the force.
Yeah, so that's another cool thing that that you can do that I really like. And I believe this is actually all the time we have for this video. So anyway, that's our review for this game. If you enjoyed this video, click like and share, subscribe if you're new, and we hope to see you next week.